The McDonald's All-American MVP award is supposed to guarantee NBA stardom, but for these players, it became the heaviest burden they'd ever carry, and the pressure destroyed more careers than you think. These aren't just high school awards, they're expectations that follow players for life. When you're crowned the best high school player in America, millions in NBA earnings, family dreams, and your entire identity become tied to living up to that moment. The pressure is so intense it can break even the most talented players. Let's start with the numbers that nobody talks about. According to ESPN's comprehensive analysis of McDonald's All-Americans from 1993 to 2012, 42% of these elite players, the supposed cream of the crop, played fewer than 25 career NBA games. That's nearly half of the most hyped high school players in America, never establishing themselves in the league. But here's what makes it worse for MVPs. They don't just carry the pressure of being an All-American, they carry the weight of being the best All-American. And that distinction changes everything. Cole Anthony's story perfectly illustrates this pressure. Coming out of Oak Hill Academy, Anthony wasn't just highly ranked. He was the McDonald's All-American MVP in 2019. Draft projections had him as a lock for the top 3 picks, with some analysts comparing his scoring ability to Damian Lillard. But then came the pressure test, carrying North Carolina. The Tar Heels were coming off a disappointing season, and everyone expected Anthony to single-handedly return them to glory. The weight of those expectations was crushing. Anthony averaged 18.5 points per game, which sounds good until you realize he shot just 38% from the field and 34.8% from 3. More importantly, North Carolina finished 14-19, their worst record in over 20 years, and was also the first losing season under then head coach Roy Williams. Every missed shot, every loss, every struggle was magnified because he was supposed to be the guy. On draft night, Anthony watched as 14 names were called before his, falling to 15th overall, the first pick outside the lottery. While all first-round picks receive guaranteed contracts, the difference in total value is significant. As the 15th pick, Anthony's 4-year rookie deal was worth $15.8 million. A top 3 pick in that same draft earned over $30 million in their rookie contract. The pressure and expectations from being such a highly touted recruit contributed to a draft slide that cost him millions in potential earnings. After dominating the McDonald's All-American game and earning MVP honors in 2017, Porter was widely projected as a top 5 pick for the 2018 NBA Draft, with many analysts considering him the most talented player in the class and a potential #1 overall candidate. The pressure was immense. Porter wasn't just expected to be good, he was expected to be a franchise-changing player from day one. Every college game would be scrutinized, every performance analyzed for NBA readiness. Then came Missouri's season opener against Iowa State. Just 2 minutes into the game, Porter went down with a back injury that would require surgery. What should have been his college showcase became a nightmare scenario. The injury didn't just sideline him, it created massive medical red flags for NBA teams. Porter played only 2 more games the entire season, leaving scouts with almost no college tape to evaluate. His draft stock, which had him in the top 5 conversation, began to plummet as teams grew concerned about his long-term health. On draft night, Porter watched as 13 names were called before his. The Denver Nuggets finally selected him 14th overall, a dramatic fall from potential top 5 pick to the end of the lottery. The injury and medical concerns cost him millions in guaranteed rookie contract money. Josh Jackson was co-MVP of the 2016 McDonald's All-American game alongside Frank Jackson, putting up 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists in a West team victory. His athleticism and versatility had scouts projecting him as a potential star. At Kansas, Jackson was solid but not spectacular, averaging 16.3 points and 7.4 rebounds. But the pressure of his co-MVP status meant every game was analyzed through the lens of whether he was living up to the hype. When Kansas lost in the Elite Eight, Jackson was blamed for not taking over when it mattered most. Still, he was drafted 4th overall by Phoenix in 2017. But the pressure didn't stop there. As a co-MVP and top 5 pick, Jackson was expected to be an immediate impact player. Every rookie mistake was magnified. Every struggle was seen as a failure to live up to his high school recognition. The pressure manifested in multiple ways. Jackson struggled with consistency on the court and had several legal issues off it, including vandalism charges in 2017, resisting arrest in 2019, and more serious allegations in 2023. He bounced between Phoenix, Memphis, Detroit, and Sacramento, never establishing himself as the star his talent suggested. Jackson's journey from co-MVP to journeyman illustrates how the weight of early expectations can follow a player throughout their career, affecting both their performance and decision-making. But these aren't isolated incidents. The pattern repeats because the McDonald's All-American MVP award creates a specific type of pressure that's different from any other recognition in basketball. It's not just about being good, it's about being the best when it matters most. Sports psychologists have studied this phenomenon extensively. Dr. Jim Taylor, who's worked with Olympic athletes, explains that early success can create what he calls expectation anxiety, where the fear of not living up to past performance becomes paralyzing. For McDonald's All-American MVPs, this anxiety is amplified because their defining moment happened at 17 or 18 years old. Every subsequent performance is compared to that peak, creating an impossible standard. Consider the numbers. From 2010 through 2024, only 3 out of 23 McDonald's All-American Game MVPs have made an NBA All-Star team. That's approximately a 13% success rate for players who were literally the best high school players in America. 15% All-Star rate is remarkably low when you consider these were the standout performers among an already elite group of McDonald's All-Americans. What makes this even more striking is that many of these MVPs had solid NBA careers. Harrison Barnes, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Cole Anthony are all contributing players. But the pressure and expectations that come with being the standout player at the McDonald's All-American Game seem to create a burden that prevents even talented players from reaching superstar status. Jahlil Okafor's career perfectly illustrates how the pressure can derail even successful players. After earning McDonald's All-American MVP honors in 2014, Okafor dominated at Duke, leading them to a national championship. He was drafted 3rd overall by Philadelphia in 2015, seemingly validating his MVP status. But the pressure to be a franchise cornerstone in Philadelphia's trust the process era was overwhelming. Every game was analyzed, every performance scrutinized. Instead of developing naturally, Okafor was thrust into a leadership role he wasn't ready for. The pressure led to a series of off-court incidents, defensive struggles, and eventually being benched for other players. By 2019, he was out of the NBA entirely. Okafor's story shows that even when MVPs achieve initial success, the sustained pressure can prevent them from reaching their full potential. The McDonald's All-American MVP award has become basketball's true pressure test. Some allow the pressure to refine them, and they develop into VVS1s, while others succumb to that same pressure and become a cautionary tale of the pressure of expectations and living up to them. It recognizes incredible talent while simultaneously creating impossible expectations. These players don't just carry the pressure of being good, they carry the weight of being perfect. And in reality, perfection doesn't exist. If so, how could we agree on what the standard is? If so, that would mean things couldn't be made better. No room nor need for improvement. And we know that's cap. When you're told you're the best at 17, every setback feels like failure. Every struggle becomes magnified, and the weight of expectations can crush even the most talented players. The award that's supposed to launch careers has become the burden that shrinks them. The numbers don't lie. It's not so much that McDonald's All-American MVPs face pressure that's different, more intense, and more career-defining than almost any other recognition in sports. It's the age that they face that pressure combined with all of that. So, the next time you see a McDonald's All-American MVP, remember, that trophy isn't just an award. It's pure pressure that will follow them for the rest of their career. Sometimes being the best in high school is the worst thing that can happen to your future. What do you think? Is the pressure too much? Or should these elite players be able to handle it? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more deep dives into basketball's hidden stories, make sure to subscribe. The pressure is real, and it's destroying more careers than we realize.